My dad wasn't like a huge drinker, but he would always. This guy, I never saw him without a fucking beer in his hand, and he would always leave like at 5. And then my buddy said that yeah, my dad's like asleep in bed at 6 o'clock, so he would just get fucking shit faced right after work for like 3 hours, and then he
Yeah.
would just pass out.
I used to go to my friend's house all the time, and his dad would be sitting in his chair, and he'd just have a fucking cigar and his scotch, and he'd just get fucking hammered, right? And
Yeah,
that's all he did all night. He just never said anything. He's watching the TV. So we'd go to my friend's room, would smoke weed, a lot of fucking just fill his room up with pot. And but his dad was known for in the middle of the night getting up and shitting in his drawers, not in his underwear, but in drawers around the house, like cabinet drawers. He'd
what?
open up the drawer and take a shit in it.
So he'd really be shitting in drawers.
Yeah, he would, man. That's what his dad was known for. It's so funny, man. But hey, enough of that talk about alcoholism right now. Soon we got Mark and Jeff are gonna be calling in any second. But let's start out. Let's play one of their fucking songs, man. Chris who was I was thinking about Christmas. Hey Whoosh, what's the name of this song again?
Politicians in my eyes.
Politicians in My Eyes, man. This was a damn good song. I heard this last night. Play this, man.
The number one biggest game is with the kingdom of fame. It's like a race at the top because they wanna be boss. They don't care who they step on as long as they get along. Politicians in my eyes. They could care less about you, they could care less about me. As long as they are in the place that they want
Hey, Mark.
to be. They're always wearing for fun.
Hey.
They go with the style.
Uh,
Politicians in my eyes.
You there, Jeff?
Yeah. Guys, man, what's up?
How's it going, man?
Good, man. So we've been talking about you for the last little bit here. So on the
Right.
air we got Mark Cavino and Jeff Howlett, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Jeff.
And I'm Joey.
And I'm
And I-
Gonzo.
And,
Welcome,
I got,
guys.
and that's Gonzo, my co-host, man.
How's it going, Gonzo?
Hey, man.
Good, good.
So guys, man, I watched your movie last night, man, in a band called Death, and
Yeah, thanks for watching.
yeah, I've been meaning to watch it for a long time. Sorry, I just never got around to it till last night. But yeah, it was fantastic, man. It's everything that people were saying about it. And it wasn't even as much a music story as it was a story about like brothers, man, like family. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was
Yeah,
like,
totally. No,
like-
you hit the nail right on the head.
yeah, that was fucking great, man, because it was a beautiful story. And I mean, you had these three brothers that were making, punk music before there was punk music,
Mhm.
and I was just stating before, like a lot of people wanted them to change their band's name from Death to, something, more, I guess, commercial. And
Yeah.
the brother that I guess was the head of the band, David, was like, fuck that, man. That's who we are. We're not going to change. And so they turned
Yeah,
down
which
like
is-
big.
They turned down Clive Davis. It's like
Yeah,
the
Clive
biggest punk
Davis.
rock thing you
Oh,
can do.
Yeah, who was going to give them $20,000 in the early '70s?
Yep.
And that's fucking incredible. I mean, but I don't know. I think that's really fucking cool too. But
Yeah, it's inspiring as an artist,
Right.
that, somebody stood for what they believe in, and then many years later, even though it didn't succeed back then, it succeeded now, because it was meant to be.
But listen, I'm like a really sensitive guy when I watch films, and I
Yeah.
fucking shed tears last night because it was the point where I was acknowledging that David died in, I guess, 2000 of alcoholism before this music came
Mhm.
to the forefront of people hearing it, and your film and all that, and the brothers getting their music heard.
Yeah.
I felt so bad that David wasn't around to appreciate that. He was such a visionary and he wasn't there to appreciate it. And I think I saw a little bit of myself in that, with being,
Yeah.
I was just talking a lot about my problems with drinking, and
Mm.
being an alcoholic, and, maybe I won't be around in the future to appreciate things with the rest of my family and, people that are important to me in my life, if I continue on this path.
Yeah.
So it kind of hit home for me a little bit,
Well, I think,
and,
I think Jeff can chime in there a little bit. He
Yeah,
related a
basically-
lot.
I mean, I actually had this conversation when we were talking to the guys because both of those interviews we had with the guys when I had the blue jackets on, which sort of thread throughout the entire film. Those were both like 12-hour interviews where we just sat down and I was just like, we're going to fire a bunch of questions at you guys and they're going to be kind of tough questions, and we're going to talk about the alcohol and drug addiction, because I sort of had this conversation before we sat down with Bobby. I said, look, we got to uncover everything because, I can relate to, that piece because for me, myself, I'm a recovering drug addict. So, I was like, you just got to open it up, man. I mean, this is important to the family. This is important to us as filmmakers, Mark and I. It was very important to open that up as filmmakers to tell the audience,
Yeah, and I think
it's a human story,
As a viewer, man, I think it was important to have that told, because it's something that I identified with, and
exactly, and that's why
when I see a film,
it needed to be in the movie.
Yeah, when I see a film, I want to be able to. I want to be able to be part of that film, and I felt like I was part of it in that sense that I could relate to that. You know what I mean? I had that connection.
That's awesome.
It was good, man.
That's really great that you connected with that.
Totally, man.
Yeah,
and I think it will resonate with a lot of other people. I know you guys. Now the film is out still. Like, I know you can get it on Google and Amazon. And there's a couple other services.
It's on everything, I think, except for Netflix. We were on Netflix for a while, and then it was just a year deal, and it just ended recently. But it's on Hulu. It's on Amazon Prime. You can pick it up on DVD.
Oh, it's on Hulu.
Website.
Nice. I have Hulu, so I saw it on Netflix not too long ago, but I fell asleep. I didn't watch it. I should have, but I'll watch it tonight on Hulu. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, when it was on Netflix, that was the best exposure we got for that movie.
Sure.
I mean, so many fucking people saw that film.
Sure. I mean, tell me, does Netflix pay a lot of money?
They pay nothing.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
So it's pretty much
because I knew exactly what Joe was talking about when he was explaining the documentary. I was like, oh, I've seen that on Netflix, and
yeah. Netflix gave us exposure, but what Netflix does, unlike all the other distributors out there, is they pay a small flat fee and they don't pay you anything from the rentals. So they paid this fee, which went to our debt, which we still have and we're still trying to get rid of. But none of the rentals, which were thousands of people were watching our film on Netflix, none of that registers into cash flow.
You guys,
for us, it was kind of a timing thing too. Like, it kind of hurt us on the timing of the film when it was actually released. It was like released and then in theaters and stuff, and then Netflix was on, like, probably, what was it, Mark, 2 months after iTunes, so it kind of killed a lot of the sales there.
Does Hulu pay you for every rental or every watch?
Every watch on Hulu we get paid for. Like, they have advertisements throughout the movie. Amazon Prime, I think, pays. I mean, I'm not saying we're seeing money. We haven't seen anything yet, but eventually it'll come to the filmmakers.
So you guys said you're still in debt for
the film?
Yeah,
they're paid through advertising and stuff.
So you say you're still in debt for the film. I mean, how long did it take you to make the film? And did you guys both put up the money yourselves for the film?
Cash-wise, Jeff put in a good chunk of his personal cash and hurt himself financially. Personally, myself, I didn't put in cash as much as I just put in time and equipment, and I wasn't working for about 4 years. I mean, I was working, but it's very sparse. I was working mostly on the film. So it was hard. And at a point where we were both about to give up making the movie because financially it was killing us, we were both going through, personal crises at home because it was killing us so bad.
Sure. I mean, you had travel. You had a lot of travel expenses, I'm sure. And
exactly. But we really wanted to make the movie. And by chance, this producer who produced Good Will Hunting found us on Twitter and found a trailer and started tweeting about it. And he got in touch with us. And like that night, he ended up becoming our producer, and he helped us find finishing money.
Good.
And we actually ended up getting finishing money from Jerry Ferrara, who played Turtle in Entourage.
Yeah. He's awesome, man. That's great.
Yeah, Scott Mosier if you guys
And
know
Scott Mosier was the producer that got us in touch with him.
I saw, who was it that I saw? Damn, I'm trying to remember now. Fuck. Who's the good-looking actor that you interviewed in the film? The Blue Eyes. God, what's his name? He looks like who?
Oh, it was the fuck is his name, Jeff? Come on, we get so much credit for him being in the movie. Elijah Wood, yeah.
Yeah, Elijah Wood, yeah. I was thinking Tobey Maguire, and yeah, Elijah Wood. Now, what was his connection that you interviewed him for that?
Elijah Wood was dating a girl from Burlington at the time, and we had heard. She's also. We're from Vermont, yeah. At least Jeff lives down in South Carolina now, but at the time we were both living up here. And Elijah Wood.
now.
Yeah, what's up? What'd you say?
The guys live up there now too.
Oh yeah, the band is still up here. Yeah. But at the time we were filming, Elijah Wood, he's also a DJ, and he was spinning like a Death 45 back when all the buzz was coming out. So, you know, we knew he was a fan, and we knew we had to, you know, get some sound bites from him, because even though he might not, in everyone's eyes, be the voice of punk rock, he's a familiar face, and he knows a lot about music history on top of that. Plus, he's a fan of the band. And our main goal of the movie was to make a movie that would get the band story out to the masses. So what better way than to do that than to get somebody like Elijah Wood, who's very familiar to a lot of mainstream people, you know?
Yeah. So now you say these guys, the band lives up in Burlington. Is that how you guys heard of the story at first and became connected with all this?
No, Jeff's actually known them.
Yeah, I had known them for about 20 years. The guys, they were actually in a reggae band in the film, prior, and so I met them 20 years ago. Me and some guy, I was in a band, and we were playing with them at a local festival, and we just sort of became friends. And over the years, we just talked, not about death, but just about everything about how their family's doing, this and that and the other thing, and seeing around town. And then in 2008, their sons came up to me and said, "Hey, we formed this band. We're covering our dad's music. You should come check it out." And I went to this local venue to check it out, and it was Russ Francis who was covering Death. And I was completely blown away when I went to the show, because my reference point was the reggae music. So I hadn't, I grew up as a punk fan, so for me to hear this music just for the first time out of the gate, I was like completely blown away, that was their father's music. And then, of course, I was like, you guys got to tell me more about this story. So we sat down, we started talking about it, and shortly after that, I just grabbed the camera. I was just finishing film school, actually the same film school that Mark went to. We went at different times, but we sort of had a connection through a music video that I directed, and he was the cinematographer.
Camera.
Yeah. And from that point on, I mean, I filmed a short little brief interview with Bobby Jr. And I was like, there's way too much of a story that left untold. We got to tell this in a documentary. And I said, Mark, you worked on documentaries, because he had been finishing up one that he was working on. And I said, you got to check this out. And then he blew me off. For what? A month? No, for like a year. No.
A month, a year.
Give or take.
No.
He wasn't worthy.
Right. But no, I sent him a New York Times article that just came out around the same time we did this interview, and that's sort of what opened it up. And that was 2009. And,
yeah, it was early 2009. You told me about this New York Times article that was written about the band and these 2 tracks that were online, and I was like, I don't believe any of this shit. I don't even know you. And
I think Artie picked up the article. I think Artie Lang picked up the article, and he mentioned it on the show there, right? So
yeah, that's why we put that in the movie, man. I was a huge Howard Stern fan. So.
Yeah, so listen, I was surprised by that when I started watching the film. It opens up with Artie Lang, and I think it was Robin and Howard talking about death. Artie bringing it up, and I'm like, And
Oh, really?
Now,
I didn't know that. That's
yeah.
cool.
Now, how did you guys get permission to use that clip? I mean, did you have to, or?
Jeff?
Yeah, I talked to Richard about it around that time, probably a year into filming or something like that. And we just connected through that route, and then the guys, of course, when we hooked up in Hollywood, hooked all the other stuff up at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Richard is very helpful. He's like, yeah, guys, use it.
Was that Richard Christie, you mean?
Richard Christie, yeah, who's actually in a band called Death. He was in a band called Death. He was in a death metal band.
Yeah.
Which is ironic.
Oh, so that's great. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, no, it was interesting the way it opened up, man. Being a big Stern fan myself, and you guys, and that's great. I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier that Artie Lang is the first voice that you hear in our film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I have to watch.
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna have to watch that, my brother.
Yeah, I'm watching it tonight. I already got it queued up on Hulu. So,
hey, Mark, what else you got going on right now? I know you made other documentaries.
Yeah, I kind of fell into documentaries by accident. Actually, my main goal when I was in film school was to make like hits and gore movies. I just wanted to make horror films. I didn't want to make documentaries.
Right.
And I fell into it at a very hard time in my life where I couldn't afford to make a feature-length narrative film, but I could make a shitty-looking documentary. So I made a mock documentary about how weird Vermont people were, because I was from Long Island and I just moved to Vermont.
Where on Long Island you from?
Vermont. I'm from Huntington, and then I grew up in Center Reach most of my life.
Okay,
I grew up in Huntington. I grew up in Huntington most of my life, and I moved to Center Reach, and then I ran away from home and ended up in Vermont.
Okay, yeah, I'm a Long Island boy myself, Massapequa.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. I was born in Queens. I kind of progressed out towards Center.
Yeah, I was born in the Bronx, where I live right now. So
nice. That's where my dad's family was from.
Yeah.
I came to Vermont. I was like, it was a culture shock to me. Vermont is hippies and rednecks and it was very liberal, whereas all the people my mom was hanging around were not very liberal. and so I made a documentary about how weird Vermont people are, but it was a mock documentary, so it contained real interviews of Vermont people, but then we turned the cameras on ourselves and filmed ourselves trying to make the film and showing how incompetent we were. And at the time, like every time I go home to Long Island and meet family members or friends, they'd be like, "Where are you going, Vermont? Where is that?" So I called the film "What State Is Vermont In?"
Where is it?
It's a horrible piece of shit, but it was the first full-length feature doc I made, and it taught me a lot. And then shortly after that, a friend of mine.
Where can that be found, man? Because I want to watch that.
It can't be found anywhere. I'm contemplating putting it online for free for the world to see. But
please do.
But it's a very embarrassing movie to watch because we really didn't know what we were doing.
That's funny.
Even better.
But the best part is I based all of our characters, the fake characters in the documentary, off of Long Islanders. So we were all from Long Island, and we moved to Vermont to go to film school and make a film. So it was kind of based on a true story. But then shortly after that, a friend of mine who I had met working at a movie theater, who had since moved, he went to Full Sail College in Florida and then moved out to California to try and make it in the film industry. And he ended up just being Paris Hilton's bodyguard. So his life was going nowhere in Hollywood. He called me up and he's like, "Hey, you made that What State Is Vermont In documentary. I've got an actual like real documentary that we could make. And it's on this limbless hip hop musician from Connecticut. And he's in this band called Hush, Help Us Save Hip Hop." And at the time, he even told me, he's like, and he was in this band before Hush called the Acolytes, and they were on the Howard Stern show. And you should listen to this because it's pretty inspiring. This kid's got no arms or legs, and he makes beats with a stick between his head and his shoulder. And that movie I spent 3 years shooting, and that was the first real documentary I had made. And then when I met Jeff was around the time that I hit a financial wall with that film, and I was having many issues trying to make it. And so I kind of put that film on hold. And then we started making a band called Death.
That's awesome, dude. That's you got some good history there. I really hope you put that film online somewhere because it sounds great.
The Vermont one?
Yeah, it almost sounds like, you familiar with David Guest? And he's done like
yeah.
like Waiting on Guffman or something like that. where it really
No,
is involved in like the town's characters. You know, the quirky
Exactly.
characters.
Well,
That's
you know
like.
what? I was thinking about it actually just a couple months ago, and a lot of what we were doing is kind of like the Ali G type stuff, where we were in character interviewing people. You know, like real people we were interviewing, not actors. And,
Right.
And so it was in a way, it was for us, it was ahead of our time. But
Maybe you'll die someday.
yeah.
We'll find those tapes in your attic, you know,
Yeah, I know, right?
and make a documentary about it.
I want to wait until I get my Oscar before I put it online.
Yeah, well, that could be your Oscar right there. You know, you never know.
That's true.
You never know. So you got another documentary now that you're working on, right? It's like Crest movie or Crest film or. About
Yeah,
surfing.
I'm working on a surfing doc that's on these two Irish American cousins that recently learned about each other, and they meet for the first time in Ireland and kind of learn about their ancestry while surfing the waves of Ireland.
Wow,
It's,
if you think Ireland,
called-
you don't think surfing, you know?
Yeah, you don't. It's really weird. I had no idea that surfing was a big thing there, but it is.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool because that island that they're on, it's isolated from all of the rest of Ireland, right? So when England invaded, they did that island just not that island. They just ignored that island when England came. So they still spoke Gaelic and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the actually in the U.S. I even called it Gaelic, but over there they call it Irish. Weird. I thought they'd call it.
Well,
Gaelic.
it's like here we call them Chinese restaurants, but in China they just call them restaurants.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the Irish language or the Gaelic language was much preserved from those islands because those people were secluded from the rest of the mainland.
When the British took over
Yeah, I mean, when the British would come to the island to try and tax the people in the island, they would just throw rocks at the British, and the British would go away.
Throw potatoes at your head.
How big of an island are they?
Yeah,
'Cause I didn't. How big was that island or those islands?
They're very small. The one that the people mainly lived on is called the Great Blasket, and I think at their height they probably had 200 to 300 people living on it, maybe.
Oh wow!
It was very small.
And that's where this guy's ancestors are from?
That's where, these surfers, their great-great-grandfather, he was called Henri, which translates to the king. And he was the king of the islands, which it doesn't mean like a monarchy. It's more of like he was like the sheriff, the judge, the jury. Like he was like everything. He held the town together, and he was the strongest. He would go out and get the mail and bring mail to the island. And so they, when they go back to Ireland, they learn about him. They learn about their connection to the water because these people on this island, they had to live off the ocean, and these surfers that I'm filming, they're fishermen themselves. They make a living doing it, and they surf on surfboards. And the people from the islands had to go across the ocean to the mainland on these long boats called Mayvogues, which look like canoes, but they glide on the water like surfboards. So there's all these connections to their past, and hopefully in the film I'm able to translate that.
Well, Mark, I'm telling you, you and Jeff both wove such a beautiful story with a band called Death. Like I told you before,
Thanks,
it was just woven so nicely. It was such a beautiful story, about the love and family, the love that brothers had with each other, family connection. Never giving up, always having faith in what you're doing, and and saying no to the man. That's fucking awesome. I think that's such a great story about that Clive Davis thing about turning him down. It's just classic. You just wove such a beautiful story. I'm sure this is going to be really nice too. I watched the trailer that you have for it, and I'll tweet that out in a bit. It's fucking beautiful, man. It looks beautiful so far. It really does. Not just kissing your ass.
Thanks. We had a great team, helping us out. This guy Rich Fox from California, he was our editor. Scott, our producer, he produced all of Kevin Smith's movies up until Zack and Marie Make a Porno, and he also produced Good Will Hunting. We ended up getting these other two producers that produced this movie called Fanboys about a couple of kids breaking into Skywalker Ranch, and their producing team. So they made the LeBron James documentary More Than a Game. So like we had some really good people like come on board when me and Jeff like kind of hit the wall. And we couldn't have made it without everybody.
Hey, so we're gonna take some calls now, if you guys could. So on the air we got Mark Covino and Jeff Howlett, the producers, directors, filmmakers of a band called Death. And who's on the air? Breathing real heavy.
Hello?
What's up,
Hello?
man? Who's this?
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
Oh, hey, what's up, Boots? Ralphie?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, Ruffy Puffy, how are you, brother?
Pretty
You're
good.
breathing real
How
heavy.
you
Did
doing?
you just run to the phone?
No, I was actually, yeah, I did actually. I'm trying to charge my phone on my computer because it's about to go dead, and I have high blood pressure.
Oh, that's real interesting.
And now the more that I'm thinking about it, I'm starting to breathe really heavy now, and I can't stop it.
Because you're excited.
I'm like nervous Mark.
Ruffy, did you have a question for our guests?
I don't even know who's the guest. I'm sorry, guys.
So
I
you're
just
not
tuned
listening.
in.
Yeah, but listen. Maybe Ruffy, maybe you can call in a little bit later, and we can let somebody that does know the guest call in.
I hear you, dude. I'm sorry. No problem,
No,
man.
don't be sorry, man. We love talking to you.
Well, we love you too.
Yeah, call in about 15, 20 minutes.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Thanks, Ruffy
Later.
Puffy.
All right, man. All right,
Yeah,
later.
he's
Later.
one of our regular callers, and he's out of breath charging his
It's the
phone.
worst fucking
So-
caller.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
all right.
mouth
All
breather.
good.
Tried to hang up on Ruffy Puff and it just
Oh.
fucking cut everybody.
Call, yeah, they'll be calling back, I guess. Or if you have their numbers, call them.
Yeah, I can just get everybody back.
Yeah, get everybody.
Oh, here they're back.
Everybody back?
Hey, man.
I'm
guys.
back.
I think we got hung up on.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what happened.
We did. We lost everybody, so everything went when Ruffy Puffy
That's
went.
all right. Okay.
That really was the worst call in your show's history. Ruffy Puff's call.
He's
Killed
great.
everything.
I love it. Man. He's one of my best callers. Don't put him down like that.
Sorry, Ruffy.
So who do we have? We have Mark on now?
Yeah, this is Mark. I think Jeff.
And Jeff. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
Jeff, you're back on. Good, man. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
So, Whoosh, do we have any other callers calling in at this time right now?
No, not at this moment. Ruffy Puff just fucked
He
it
killed
all up.
everything. I know.
We haven't even given out the phone number, though, I don't think.
Yeah, give out the number, Whoosh.
Yeah, that would help. 917-477-7701.
Yeah, and if you could tweet that, that'd be cool, man. And I'll retweet it myself.
Yeah, it's out.
Okay, man. And yeah, we'll take some calls. So how do you guys spend the rest of your days? So do you guys have, like, let me say, real jobs? You know, what do you do with yourselves?
Jeff's the only one between the two of us that has a real job.
I do IT stuff. I get calls every day, and I can't fix my computer. And so I help folks with their computer problems. And
So you're an IT guy.
other than that, yeah, I'm an IT guy. Other than that, I'm a photographer. I do a lot of. I've gotten into tintype photography, old 1800 style photography. So
That
it's become
tintype
more
is
of
fucking
almost a
interesting. That's old
part-time gig now.
Yeah, the tintype is like old school shit, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, really old school.
absolutely. Yeah, from the 1800s. It started in 1851 by the guy Francis Scott Archer.
So you have one of those
basically
huge
created
box,
this amazing.
you have a huge box camera on a tripod.
Oh yeah. I got like a few of them. I have like an 8x10, I got a couple 8x10s and a couple 5x7s and
And this is where you
too
pull
many
the lens.
4x5s.
This is where you pull the
I
lens.
just love it.
This is where you pull the lens cap off for like so many seconds and then put it back on and
Absolutely.
and then it's just been
I
burned
use,
on.
I use like crazy high powered strobes. That's like 4,000 watts of strobe.
And what does that do for you?
And still also, let the lens cap off for 4 or 5 seconds. So it just lets in a lot of light. It's a light you need for exposure because the exposure time for tintypes is like 0.5 ISO or ASA. So if you're familiar with film speeds and stuff like that, it's super, 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 super low. So you gotta get all the light you can get. So that's why there's so much light needed in the process.
So what do these strobes do for you in the process?
It just speeds it up, instead of it being, a 10 or 20 second exposure, 30-second exposure indoors, I can do it in 4 or 5 seconds,
Okay.
So it just speeds everything up.
Nice, man. No, that's interesting stuff, man. So, Mark, you don't do anything.
No, Mark does nothing.
I do nothing.
And you're down in South Carolina?
No, Jeff is. I'm in Vermont still.
Oh, my bad. I got mixed up. I was just down in South Carolina for New Year's. I was down in Charleston. And was chilling with my cousins.
Charleston. Beautiful down there.
Oh, it was great, man. My cousin's got a really nice place, and it was really nice down there. I loved it. But 14 hours on Amtrak, it was good. Wasn't a bad ride.
Have you gone to that seafood restaurant? What's it called? It's like real famous seafood down there.
I don't know. We didn't go out to any. We went to TGI Fridays when I first got there.
Okay.
I don't think that's it. Is that what you're talking about?
I can't remember. It's like kind of a dirty name. I can't remember the name of the damn restaurant.
You're talking about Dirty Dicks? Is that
No, it's not Dirty Dicks. That's in the Outer Banks. Something like that.
That's a good name.
Yeah, Dirty Dick's Crab House.
But to make a living, I just do freelance videography, and for the first time in my life last year, actually, I taught at a college, which was kind of interesting.
And so none of you guys are like film teachers or anything, or have you had any offers from you are?
I did last year. I taught at a college up here in Vermont.
Okay.
I only did it for 1 year, and then I had to quit because I'm working on my current film. But yeah, no offers are flying in.
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody from Hollywood called and said, "Hey, we have a project," or other people maybe pitching ideas to you, saying, "Hey, this would be a great documentary that would," and we'd finance it.
Should do a Joey Bits documentary.
I should. I had one friend who was briefly talking to me. He produced a high-profile documentary, and he briefly talked to me about maybe working together. But people in the industry get so busy that they kind of forget you if you don't keep in touch with them every single day.
Right.
And it's hard living in Vermont, keeping in touch with them that often. So I'm actually working on. I have a house up here in Vermont. I'm working on selling it, and I'm going to try to make the move out west, and hopefully that'll help move my career, because right now it's, my career is no career. I mean, I made the film, but, like we were saying, nobody's knocking on our doors.
No, I would think you'd have to be, you'd have to be in New York or LA or something, you know what I mean? Around the business every day, around the people every day. Hey, we have a call coming in from 508 right now. Who's on the air?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's John.
John, how are you, buddy?
What's going on? Hey, guys, love the movie, and I heard you guys mention that Netflix really wasn't any source of income for you guys regarding distribution or whatever. But that's how I caught the documentary in the first place. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Just wanted to let you know I would have never known about it had I had not been flipping through Netflix.
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm really happy that we got on Netflix. Even though it didn't pay money, it did give us exposure, which for independent documentary these days, to get the kind of exposure that Netflix gives you is, it's hard to get that. It really is. If we self-distributed this film, we might have made some money, but we would have had far less views from people. And our main goal with this movie was to have people like you find the movie and watch it and discover the band and their story.
Yeah, starting the first interview on, that was our goal, man, was to get exposure for the band, get people to buy their record, and record.
Well, yeah, but the film was beautifully done, and I also would not have heard about the band's death had you guys not made the documentary too, which I was really blown away by those guys. It was a really, really cool story, and looking forward to your next project. Hopefully, there's something in the works.
Thanks, man. Thanks, brother.
Absolutely, bro.
Hey, last night, I went and I bought their album on iTunes, which is available on iTunes.
Awesome.
So if anybody's out there, just type in a band called Death, and you could pick up their album on iTunes. And it was something. It was like $5.99 or something.
It's not bad. I mean, it's 7 tunes, but I'll tell you what, man, it's some of the best music I've heard. And I'm not just saying that because we know those guys real well and did the movie and whatever now, but it's a great album.
Most definitely, man. And I mean, even the singles there, if you just I played a single earlier, "Politicians in My Eyes," and and that's a fucking great song. It's fucking strong, you know. It's good. It still lives up
So
to
good.
till today, you know. And that was, I think, all the singles are 99 cents. So if you just want to grab that, you can. Help those guys out, man. Help those guys out. They're fucking good people. Who's got the background noise?
I think we have a 626 on the line right now.
626. Come on, turn your radio down. Who's that?
That was my fault, dude.
Who is that?
Hey, this is Matt, dude. I'm a fellow Army veteran, bro.
Hey, Matt. Thank you for serving.
I'm sorry, dude. I thought you guys had me on hold. I didn't know it was live, dude.
No, it's good. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Talk to the guys.
Oh, hey, well, first of all, Joey Boots, a fellow Army vet, dude, 13 Bravo Field Artillery, just got out last year, man. So
92
enjoying
golf.
the non-military life, dude.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it for like many years now, man. Well, you know what? I can't say enjoying it because like everything that's been going on the last 14 years, I've like felt like a football player would when he's sitting on the bench watching his team playing and people coming home and body bags and you know it's like being taken off the field and I'm like I want to get in the game and I can't get in the game because you know I myself am I'm rated as a disabled veteran. So there's no way I could go back in. I wanted to go in after 9/11. I couldn't, and I felt like shit since, you know. But I do what I can do.
Don't feel like shit, man. I mean, you did your part, with what you could, and there's no reason why you should. I understand that guilt you feel, but you shouldn't feel that way, man. You already did your part, so.
Yeah, people say that, but it's like I still feel that way, man. But I do what I can do now, man. I donate to organizations like, Wounded Warrior Project and Fisher House and, just great organizations that do a lot for soldiers and their families. And that's what I can do right now. And I can just promote what I can. And, I help vets on the streets, the homeless vets that I see. I do what I can do, man. And that's what it's all about.
I actually didn't know you were a vet until you posted on bodybuilding.com. You posted like a video on the forums. And then I think maybe you posted there you were a vet. I didn't. Otherwise, I didn't know you were a vet. Because you don't think that you didn't know Joey Boots was a vet or not. I mean, you have to tell someone you are or not. So I didn't know that, man. What years did you serve?
92 to 98, man. That was in 6 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and Jeff and Mark, if you think of it, here's another documentary you can do: homeless veterans, man. Homeless veterans.
Right. Thanks both of you guys for your service. My dad was in the Air Force in the Korean War, and I appreciate every veteran I meet. I try to shake everybody's hand.
Yeah, and there's so many guys. The majority of the homeless on the streets in New York here, they're veterans. The majority of them. They're veterans.
Is that true? Wow.
Yes. And you know what? The majority of them also are caught up in drug addiction, alcoholism, and mental illness. It's a trifecta.
Yeah.
And the majority of them have that. And it's sad, man. It's fucking sad. You say people make their own choices.
To bring it full circle, I don't know if I know Bradley Cooper was on the show when he was promoting American Sniper, but if you read the book, Chris Kyle was bringing awareness to mental issues that veterans were experiencing when they were coming back.
And that's why he had the guy at the range with him that day that ended up shooting him and killing him. Because that guy was a guy that was suffering from PTSD, and he's like, let me help out this young guy. And the guy was fucking crazy, and he was sick, I should say, and he fucking shot and killed Chris Kyle, who was the...
Yeah, exactly.
Who people that don't know, there's a movie based on him now called American Sniper, and he had like the most verified kills ever. I don't know, this guy's got a few hundred, great American hero right there. But yeah, guys, man.
Hey, Boots.
Yeah.
Hey, Boots, man, is Gonzo on the line?
Yeah, he is.
Hey, I don't mean to hijack the topic, but I saw Gonzo send a tweet to Rappaport, and I'm wondering, is like Gonzo gonna is that his new Eric the Actor? Like, is he gonna try to ruffle Rappaport a little bit, or what? What's the plan?
I would hope so.
No.
Crazy.
No, I'm just a Michael Rappaport fan, but I was an Eric the Actor fan too. So, but no. I'm just fucking around.
I think you should. It seems like you can really get under Rappaport's skin. It's really easy to do it. I love Rappaport on the show. I would like to see him in the Artie chair, but Gonzo, I think you should go full blast on Rappaport, bro.
No, I don't think I could. I don't think I could tweak Rappaport as much as I could Eric the Actor.
Yeah,
all right, cool. Hey, Boots, man. Hey, thanks a lot for having me on, man.
Yeah, thanks,
I appreciate it, and yeah, man, thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah, call in again, man. Thanks, man.
All right, brother, man.
Yeah. So guys, like that's what I'm talking about. Like here, I'm pitching you with a new idea for a doc, man. I'm like, You know, something that I feel is important, you know, which is like veterans that are homeless, or even the struggles of veterans that are coming back, missing their fucking limbs, man. You know, and just being in like places like Walter Reed, you know, or Army hospitals around the country, you know, recovering for months, years. You know, it's just fucking crazy, man. And there's so many guys that have come back with wounds that you can't see. It's called PTSD, and it's a very real thing. It's a very real thing, you know. And there's 22 suicides a fucking day, 22 a day of veterans that kill themselves. Yeah, that's unconscionable. It's unconscionable because in the military, it's not a popular thing to say, you know, I'm feeling this way, you know, because then you can't do the mission. People don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? It's not. But I think it's gotten better over the years. I think, but I mean, still there's something broken, man. Because there shouldn't be 22 veterans killing themselves a day. Shouldn't be.
No.
And the amount that are out there,
there's barely any government help for them either.
No, and then you look at the problems that they have at a VA hospital in Phoenix, where all these people were waiting forever, you know, to get appointments, and they fudged the books to make it look like, you know, everything was going according to, you know, everybody getting timely appointments, and there was people dying because they weren't getting in. You know, it's unconscionable.
It's tragedy.
I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know whatever happened with that fucking that whole incident. I don't know. You know, it sounds like another thing that people forgot about because this stuff with ISIS came up and that started ruling the news, and people just forgot about talking about that. You know? Oh,
sure.
Oh, but yeah, guys, man, it was really nice having you on my show tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate
it, man.
I'm a fan. I'll definitely be checking out your future documentary. You know, when you finish it.
Thank you, man.
And I just love having that fun, man. And like I said, if anybody out there, you want to get this film, A Band Called Death, it's available everywhere, man. Amazon Prime, Google, what else, guys?
The best way
Hulu.
Is, if they just go to the film website, it has a list of everything. So if they just go to www.abandcalleddeath, it's just the whole title, it's one word.
Okay.
www.abandcalleddeath.com. It'll show you it's on Hulu, it's on, you know, Netflix, VHX, like all these other online companies, and you could get the DVD. The DVD is pretty fucking cool. It's got a shit ton of special features. It's got commentary by the band. It's got music videos. You know, fun shit.
Yeah, we're going to actually be showing February 13th up in Vermont if you're able to make it up. The guys are playing a big show up there. We're doing like a Q&A. We're all getting together and with their son's band as well. So it's rough.
Well, keep me posted to that, and I'll see if I can. I can't. I don't know, man. I'm very busy.
All right, man. Yeah, just throwing it out there.
But yeah, but definitely, that DVD sounds interesting, man. With all the director's cut and everything on it, and all the extras, the band interviews. That's available on abandcalleddeath.com. I'll be picking that up tonight. I'll be ordering that tonight myself, and I hope some other people out there order it. And guys, I just really appreciate you coming on my show tonight, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us.
All right, guys.
Good night. Thanks for coming on, guys. It's good talking to you.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night, bro. Wow, that was fucking good, man. That was cool. That was like my first real interview.
Joey Walters, fucking the new Barbara Walters. Look out.
Joey Walters. But then I got to talk like Baba Wappa. You know, now that sounded like fucking elephant way. She does
Joker Winfrey.
Joker Winfrey. Oh God, no, that was fucking good, man. Ruffy popped out, you know, not any fault of his own, but when Woosh went to hang up on him, just knocked everybody off.
Yeah, Skype has a way of doing that.
Yeah, but thanks to Woosh for being an awesome engineer, he was able to get everybody back on within a minute, and that was
well. If he was awesome, he wouldn't have hung up on everyone.
No, it wasn't his fault though.
I'm just.
It was a glitch in Skype.
No, I'm just fucking Woosh's great engineer.
And that was some a couple of good calls there, man. John,
if you were a good co-host, you'd be able to afford a good microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch! That microphone costs a lot, actually.
He went there.
It costs too much because it picks up everything in the room.
Hey, let's take a break and Woosh, could you play that song again? "Politician to My Eyes" from a band called Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play that, and then we'll come back right after that. All right, everybody? And then you guys, when we come back, you can call in 917-477-7701. Give us a call.
Snap Ed. Rough Puff. Chicks from Twitter or Tinder.
Yeah.
the kingdom of fame. It's like a race to the top because they wanna be boss. They don't care who they step on as long as they get along. Politicians in my eyes. They thinking less about you, they thinking less about me. As long as they are put in the place that they want to be, they're always wearing false smiles like they go with the style. Politicians.